Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the Real Bros podcast. I am your host, Logan Thomas, and with me, as always, is my most excellent co host,
Caden Green.
and together we are
The Real Bros.
Everybody, welcome to our second week in our Indiana Jones series.
Yeah.
Caden, this was a first watch for you
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the second Indiana Jones film?
It was okay. I don't know. It wasn't particularly interesting for the first half,
Mm-hmm.
but the second half kind of got my interest.
It definitely is a very slow first half, but
If-
like once you get to like the main location, it just like boom 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 boom. It's very fast, and it's only just short of 2 hours long.
I think 158.
Yeah, something like that. And so it does have a slow start, but once it gets going, it's not a bad Indiana Jones movie.
No,
It's just the most different Indiana Jones movie.
I would say so far, out of all the ones I've watched, there have been really no bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I haven't seen the fourth one, and I don't remember the fifth one, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's definitely not my favorite, but yeah, I do love them all, no matter how I would rank them or whatever. Before we get started on anything else, I talked to Caden about this. I want to bring up at the time of recording this, we just got our 2025 Wrapped.
yeah, the Spotify rap.
Yeah, the Spotify Wrapped. We have got some numbers we want to share with all of you.
As he takes his time pulling it up.
Okay,
Mr. Thomas being very well prepared for this.
okay. For our first statistic, we are in the top 20% of video podcasts on YouTube. I want to thank you guys for helping us get there. It's pretty impressive. That one honestly floored me the most.
Yeah. I mean, with all the channels on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and the amount that are podcast based, the fact that we're in the top 20% is crazy.
This is Spotify, not YouTube.
Oh, I thought you said YouTube.
No, this is Spotify.
Oh. Well, still.
Yeah.
I would say that's even more impressive on Spotify.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially when Spotify is just kind of now becoming a video platform for some. But yeah, that's still pretty impressive. And we have reached 19 different countries.
Oh, yeah.
Our top 5 countries are the United States, of course. Second place, United Kingdom. Third place is Canada. Fourth place, Australia. Maybe Hugh Jackman listens to us. You never know.
Yeah, right.
And fifth place is Germany.
All right. Okay, so just real quick, we already got the top 5. What are the rest of the countries?
It does not say.
Oh, it doesn't
No.
just.
And there are 11 people out there that listen to us, that we are your number one show. I just want to take this time
Thanks, guys.
and say a round of applause
Why?
to you guys for sticking with our stupidity
Why?
and making us your number one show. Somehow.
No. Why?
Why would you do this to yourselves?
You listen to two idiots talk about. What is better, mahogany or oak? You listen to them for 2 hours. But no, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
It does mean a lot to us.
Those numbers when I first got it almost kind of made me cry. But thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. And
From the bottom to the top, we appreciate it.
And we will continue to be trying to give you the same quality content as we did this last year.
quote unquote quality.
Close enough.
More at the end of it, we're doing this for you guys.
Yep.
We want to keep doing this for you guys. So as long as you guys are enjoying it, we'll keep doing it.
And like, if it helps to understand, like, we're not getting paid for this. This is completely a passion project
For now.
for now. Hey, they're sponsors. We're winking at you guys. But yeah, just thank you guys so much. Caden, are we about ready to get into your quick review?
Is there anything else you want to add before we say it?
I would definitely not let the kids see this one.
No.
So this film is actually the reason we have the PG-13 rating system, because they're like, well, it's not enough for R and it's too much for PG. So they made something different. So that right there shows that this movie did something in the movie industry in the 80s.
They're like, oh, that's not good.
No,
We need a new category for that.
but yeah, definitely check this one out if you like darker things. I would say this one has a little bit more horror vibes. Okay, maybe not horror vibes, but just like more darker tones.
I would say kind of psychological.
It is very psychological and deals with a lot of torture and just like child labor, all that kind of stuff. Just much more adult things.
Not only that, but when we get to it, I'll discuss it more.
Okay, but Caden, take it away for us.
All right. So, as Logan said, the movie we are discussing about today is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. As he had stated previously, this is the movie that we now know gave us the PG rating.
PG-13 rating.
PG-13 rating. This came out in 1984. And the quick review starts. Indiana Jones uncovers the Thuggee cult, THUGGE, and attempts to recover the Shankara stones to aid a village plagued by misfortune.
Yeah, this one definitely feels the most different, honestly, because it's not like he's sent to go find this thing.
No.
It's more of a series of misfortune kind of like dropped him into this adventure, which is honestly a really interesting break kind of in between 1 and 3, because of like how those are very much more similar in tone and feel than this one is.
Yeah,
And yeah, go ahead.
1 and 3 is pretty much just Indiana Jones versus Nazis, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this breaks it up. Instead of Nazis, we're dealing with a cult.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to think about. You take a step back. 1, 3, and 5 have Nazis in them. 2 and 4 are the only ones that don't have Nazis. If you take a step back and look at it, it's kind of interesting. Do you want me to get into the chronological part of this now or later?
Like for all the movies, or
just this one?
I say go ahead and do it now.
So this movie is technically a prequel. This movie takes place 1 year before the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It doesn't matter if you watch them in order or not, but if you do want to take the time to watch the prologue of Last Crusade, then watch this film, then watch Raiders, then the rest of Last Crusade, and then the last 2 films, I feel like the story will flow much smoother for you, and you will kind of see the character grow in a much more meaningful way. So like, you don't have to watch it like that, but I do feel like everybody should at least at once try to watch the films in chronological order for a unique experience.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add before we get into production tales?
Not that I can think of. I mean, from the past movie we already talked about, we know the main actor is Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're good to take it away.
All right. So after Raiders of the Lost Ark, so when Spielberg was asked to do Raiders of the Lost Ark, George Lucas told him he had 3 movies in mind. He did not. He lied. Because after Raiders came out, um, George Steven went up to him. He's like, "Okay, what's the next one?" He's like, I don't know." And he had been working on Empire Strikes Back because that had come out. Actually, this film came out after Star Wars had ended, so this came out the year after Return of the Jedi. So Star Wars was like over.
Okay.
He was like, and George Lucas said, I need it to be a darker film to match Empire, because like he writes trilogies like that, and you can obviously kind of see it.
Yeah.
Because like not even with the original Star Wars trilogy, but like look at the prequel trilogy. Like I know Revenge of the Sith is the darkest movie in that trilogy, but like I think Attack of the Clones is a little bit bleaker, because like obviously you need to have that dark final chapter that sets up the other ones, but it's not. And like that's another thing about this movie being um uh, a prequel. I don't know why I can't think right now.
Prequel before, sequel after.
Thank you for explaining that to me.
Here, let's make it easier. Prequel past.
What about the pre-sequel? Hmm.
Hold on. Presently surprised.
um, I'll let you look that up to confirm that. We're not
No.
going to give that as the correct definition, but we're going to stick with it.
For now.
Both men agreed that the tone should be darker than Raiders of the Lost Ark. And it helped that both of them had been suffering breakups at the time, so they were both much in I would say, a darker place. Spielberg told him that the danger of making a sequel is that you can never satisfy everyone. If you give people the same movie with different scenes, they say, why weren't you more original? But if you give them the same character another fantastic adventure with a different tone, you risk disappointing the other half of the audience who just wanted a carbon copy of the first film with a different girl and a different bad guy. So you win and lose both ways. And Steven Spielberg said that.
Okay.
So Lucas decided to set the film a year prior so that we could avoid the Nazis. And he originally wanted to bring back Marion and have the father, the Abner character in there. But Lucas conceived an opening chase scene with Indiana Jones on a motorcycle on the Great Wall of China, which would have been
Interesting.
very interesting. That's very much Mission Impossible-esque, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Followed by a discovery of a lost world pastiche with a hidden valley inhabited by dinosaurs.
Now we're getting into Tomb Raider.
Another idea was to feature the Monkey King as the plot device. However, Chinese authorities refused permission for them to film in the country, requiring a different setting.
Fair enough.
And this is where George Lucas first came up with the idea for that haunted castle in Scotland. That was another idea he wanted to be in this one. So he was really pushing hard for that Scotland haunted castle, man.
Fair enough.
Maybe one day he'll be able to make one that's like not even just Indiana Jones, just a haunted Scottish mansion horror movie or something. That'd be kind of interesting. Lucas came up with the ideas that involved a religious cult devoted to child slavery, black magic, and ritual human sacrifice.
All right.
Lawrence Kasdan, who is the author of the Lost Ark, or Raiders of the Lost Ark, was asked to write the script, and he didn't want to be associated with Temple of Doom. He reflected, "I just thought it was horrible. It's so mean. There's nothing pleasant about it." And I mean, you can kind of agree there. It's very much a more mean-spirited film. George Lucas hired Willard Huyck. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that.
Spell it out.
Huyck.
I'd say yuck.
Huyck. And Gloria Katz to write the script because of their knowledge of Indian culture. And the 1939 film Gunga Din served as an influence for the film. Huyck and Katz spent 4 days at Skywalker Ranch, and they came up with the story. And this was in 1982 when this had happened. So they had essentially a year or so in between, or whatever. They later said the early plot consisted of two notions of Lucas's: that Indy would recover something stolen from a village and decide whether to give it back or not, and that the picture would start in China and work its way to India. Huyck says that Lucas was very single-minded about getting through meetings, while Steve always wanted to stop and think about visual stuff. That sounds like Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Especially since the man pretty much storyboarded the entirety of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And that's what he went off of for his schedule.
Probably.
Lucas's initial idea for a sidekick was a virginal young princess. But Huyck and Katz and Spielberg disliked the idea, and just as Indiana Jones was named after Lucas's Alaskan Malamute, the character of Willie was named after Spielberg's Cocker Spaniel, and Short Round was named after Huyck's dog, whose name was derived from the steel helmet from 1951. Everybody's naming their characters after dogs around here.
Nothing wrong with that.
Too bad our dog's not original enough, so he's not getting named anything fun.
From henceforward, he will just be known as Dog.
It's like he'd be like God of War. Dog. Lucas handed Huyck and Katz a 20-page treatment in May of '82 titled Indiana Jones and the Temple of Death. Like the title. To adapt into a screenplay. Scenes such as the fight scene in Shanghai from the escape on the airplane and the minecart chase came from earlier scripts of the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh.
In Raiders, the headpiece of the Staff of Ra was originally going to be conceived in two pieces. The first in the Museum of General Hawk, a Japanese allied Chinese warlord in Shanghai. And Jones was planning to steal that piece and use a giant gong as a shield as General Hawk fired a submachine gun at him during his escape. Much like the final moments in Club Obi-Wan, that's right.
Yeah.
The Shanghai scene is in a place called Club Obi-Wan. But when they were filming
so dumb.
Raiders, that would have been too expensive.
So I have a quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a Star Wars reference in every movie? Every Indiana Jones movie?
As far as I know, just Raiders and Temple. I never heard of one in Raiders of the Lost Ark. but like I might do some research before we do Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and if I find anything, I'll give an update. But no, not that I know of in Last Crusade. Definitely, I don't think there's any in. I mean, you could say there kind of is in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but there's definitely not in Dial of Destiny.
I mean, no matter how you think about it, there's always going to be a reference to Star Wars. Han Solo's in every movie.
We're gonna keep going until they make the next Indy girl just Chewbacca. Dang it, Wilhelmina, we can't be doing this right now.
Where did that name come from?
I don't know. I just thought about it. I don't know. You come up with a better female name for Chewbacca off the spot.
Chewie.
Eh.
That can be a unisex name.
I don't
like
know. It's
Taylor or Taylor.
That's fair.
Yeah. I know it's fair. That's why I said it.
My first child will be called Chewie.
My second child will be named Chewie.
No, my second child will be named Baka. So we got Chewie and Baka over here.
I hate that.
That's funny. After the Jones was to fly to Nepal and find Marion in the second piece. In the flight, he fell asleep, and all the other passengers on the plane bailed out, leaving him stuck in Himalaya and having to slope down to Marion's bar. And they said that was too unbelievable. So they completely cut all that out. So they just made it as one piece in Marion's bar.
Okay.
Let's see here. Lucas, Hyuk, and Katz had been developing Radioland Murders since the early 70s. The opening music was taken from that script and applied to Temple of Doom. And Spielberg reflected George's idea was to start the movie with a musical number. He wanted to do a Busby Berkeley dance number. At all our story meetings, he would say, "Hey, Steven, you always wanted to shoot musicals." I thought, yeah, that could be fun. I remember telling you that when we were watching the movie. Like, they only threw this in because Steven Spielberg wanted to do a musical.
Fair enough.
I mean, and it's honestly not a bad song, I don't think. Especially when you only understand 3 words of it.
What were the words?
Anything goes.
That's 2 words.
I know. I'm sorry. All right. I'm over here drinking a thing of Starry at like at 7:30 at night, man. I'm sorry.
It's still a catchy song.
It's an incredible catchy song. All right. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So Lucas, Spielberg, Katz, and Hyuk were concerned about how to keep the audience interested while explaining the thuggy cult. Which, I mean, and like, there's no way I'm going to stay in India too long to shoot a tiger hunt. Spielberg said. They were eventually decided on the dinner scene involving eating bugs. And I can't wait for Caden to get to the bug scene.
Shut up. Shut up.
Which were made of rubber and filled with custard.
Shut up.
Monkey brains, raspberry flavored custard.
What? It was frozen monkey brains.
Sorry, frozen monkey brains. Steve and George both still react like children. Their idea was to make it as gross as possible. I mean, it worked.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't very disgusted by that scene. You know what scene I was disgusted by.
Yeah. The second draft was finished by September. Captain Blumbert, Chatter Lal, and the boy Maharaja originally had more crucial roles. A dogfight scene was deleted, as were scenes with those who drank the Kali blood turning into zombies and with physical superhuman abilities. During pre-production, the Temple of Death title was replaced with Temple of Doom. From March to April 1983, Hyuk and Katz simultaneously performed rewrites for a final shooting script. One scene that made it into the script was dropped during filming about a snake coiling around Willie, as Capshaw had a fear of snakes, who played Willie Scott. Spielberg noticed how difficult it was for her, and he decided to skip it. And fun fact, that was his future wife, and that's kind of why she fell for him, because he did that for her. So, guys, if there's any women out there in your movie that hate snakes, make sure you delete those scenes. It might just work for you.
Or better yet, just don't have the scene.
You know, sometimes you just can't help that kind of thing. The filmmakers were denied permission to actually shoot in North India due to the government finding the script offensive. Do you agree with this?
You said it was offensive?
Yeah. Yeah, because like they couldn't even like use the word Maharaja.
I don't see how that would be offensive.
Yeah, and because like the Indian government wanted changes to the script and final cut privileges. I don't like the sound of that deal. I wouldn't.
No.
As a result, location went to work in a place called Kandy in Sri Lanka, and they used matte paintings and scale models applied to the village, temple of Pankot Palace, and they very much had to essentially Star Wars it, if you want to say it like that. But like everything else was done in their Elstree studios. And they had taken up 8 out of the 9 sound stages for that part, and 80% of the film was shot in sound stages.
Okay.
So that means most of their on scenes, on location stuff was like the elephants or whatever, would probably be my best guess. And that's pretty much everything bad. Oh, one funny thing happened. So you know that dress, that red dress that Willie was wearing in the beginning of the film?
Yes.
One of the elephants ate it.
Oh.
And I guess it was a one-of-a-kind dress made from, I think, New York or something. And, like, he just ate it.
Lovely.
No, sorry. He didn't eat the whole thing. He just ate the back of the dress. So, and they hadn't filmed the dance number yet. So they had to completely alter the dress to make the backless part work. All right. Other than that, everything went pretty well smooth. Caden, are we ready to get into the budget and the box office?
Absolutely.
How much do you think this movie cost? Caden has his thinking cap on.
Sorry, I had to yawn. 20 million.
You're not far off.
25 million.
Getting closer.
28 million.
On the money.
Yeah.
$28.2 million.
I was not on the money.
You were in the ballpark. How much do you think it made?
200 million.
Yes and no. Domestically, it earned $179 million.
Okay.
Overall, it made $333 million.
Okay, so I was
Like I said, you were in the ballpark.
well, kind of towards the middle ground of that.
Yeah. Definitely a success.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, it it just it definitely solidified the fact they were going to get a third movie. um, I the only thing about these films is I wish they had more of the characters come back or whatever,
Yeah.
especially Short Round. I know you love Short Round. But yeah,
It's such a fun character.
he is such a fun character. He really, really is. All right. Are we about ready to just start reviewing the movie, Caden?
Absolutely. And before we get into it, just as a reminder, this is going to be the start of this is our spoiler warning where we will start going in depth on the movie. So at this point, we would tell you if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Pause the podcast, go watch it, come back here, see what we have to say about it.
Yeah, maybe you disagree with us. Who knows?
Or maybe you fully agree with us.
All right. The movie begins with a familiar start. We have another Paramount fade. Since this is your favorite part of the intros,
See, I wasn't a big fan of this one.
you weren't?
No. I mean, it was still good, but
It's not as awesome as like, oh my god, they found the Paramount Mountain.
yeah. Like
When
this
they-
one was it was all right.
Because this one is the Paramount Gong.
Yeah. I don't know. The gong part kind of threw me off.
I mean, yes and no, only from like the fact of like, okay. I mean, it makes sense ish.
Ish.
I've never been in a Shanghai bar before.
I don't think I ever will.
And so I can't say if they have gongs or not, especially ones that are from 1935.
And honestly, after watching Indiana Jones, I don't think I ever want to go to one.
We are in Club Obi-Wan in Shanghai in 1935, where we are greeted with a musical number by Willie Scott, played by Kate Capshaw. Now, is out of the two indie girls that we've had on this show, which one is your three of them? We have the original three. Which one is your favorite so far? Out of Marion, Willie, and Elsa.
See, I don't really remember Elsa.
She's the Nazi.
Not her. I'm gonna say Marion.
She does have the best chemistry.
Not only that, but she just does more.
Mm-hmm. This indie girl is much more. I don't want to say annoying,
Damsel in distress.
but very much the damsel in distress. Very girly, very annoying, and she screams all the time. Like it gets to be much less of a parlor trick the more it happens in the movie. Like I feel like she'd be great in horror movies, but like not in an Indiana Jones movie.
Probably not.
Congratulations for Steven Spielberg for finding his wife and everything, but I don't know. I understand like that's the kind of character they were going for, but so we are in Club Obi-Wan, and Indy is here to give local mobster
Yeah, that's the best I would say.
Lao She the remains of Nurhaci, uh, the last emperor of the Manchu dynasty,
Yes.
I believe.
Yep.
And Indy wants it. He's going to give it to him for a diamond. And at this point, you kind of realize that he's just trying to make money off these relics.
Yeah.
And so he's not much in that mindset that he is in Raiders, which also harkens back to the fact that this is a prequel. He's not that man yet. Because like he even like holds Willie hostage in a sense to try to like get what he wants. So he's already a much different person when we start this movie off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then Indy drinks some champagne that Lao She gives him, which is poisoned. Oh no.
Who could have seen that coming?
And so Lao She has the antidote, which is a little blue vial.
It's just blue Powerade.
No, it wasn't a Venny yet. It was a Gatorade. That or just Kool-Aid, one of the two. It's one of the aids, for sure. One of the aids, for sure.
Blue lemonade.
Yeah. No. It was blue powder aid. It was before lemonade and everything.
Shut up.
No, blue Tang. It was blue Tang.
What is that?
You know what Tang is?
No.
Tang is that orange flavor watering that the astronauts had. It was like the original like powdered flavor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's your history lesson for today.
Tang. It's the tangiest. Maybe.
I've had it. It's not bad.
I've never had it.
I'll make sure I get you some.
I was going to say, I might go to Walmart tonight to get some. See if I can find it.
Come back in the next episode. I have a sponsor from Tang. It is indeed the tangiest. Totally not paid for, but still sponsored.
We got blue Tang, we got orange Tang, we got green Tang, purple Tang, and everyone's least favorite, red Tang.
We even have clear Tang. It's just water. It's the purest of them all.
For that refreshing Tang taste.
Um,
Without any of the flavor.
It's that crisp water flavor.
That's just cold water.
There's just little shards of ice cubes that just tickle the back of your throat as it goes down.
Oh, I hate that. I hate you for saying that. That's horrible.
You're welcome.
No.
Oh.
Shut up.
Anywho.
I'm moving on from Tang.
Now we're going to off-brand Tang.
Oh, God. Tong.
Tong. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom brings you Tong. If you can't afford Tang, you know what you're getting.
With all the flavor of Tang and some of the Tong.
It's a good thing you don't write commercials.
Oh, I'd be so good at it.
We'd be the commercials everybody remembers because of how bad they were.
I'd be so good at writing commercials. Don't you doubt me for that.
Anywho, back to the movie that we haven't even made it 5 minutes into yet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's fair.
We're talking about Tang.
Indiana Jones and the Tang of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Tang of Tong. And in the final film of the trilogy, Indiana Jones and the Tong of Tang. Then we have Son of Tong.
Indiana Jones and the Hunt for the Last Tang.
I have the last bag of Tang. Just gets shot through and just pours out everywhere.
All right. I'm ready to continue.
The Tang has run its course.
Yeah.
Good.
For now.
Good. So Lao She tries to keep the poison. Indy throws a flaming what are they called? The like this is gonna bug me. Um, uh, you know how like when you put food on like
Skewer?
a skewer, yeah, a flaming skewer. I don't eat skewers very often, so it doesn't really cross my mind. I apologize.
Well, there was two options, and I'm like, okay, he's either talking about a shish kebab, or B, the thing that the food goes on for a shish kebab.
I mean, like it is a shish kebab, but it's awfully big to just be like a regular shish kebab because this thing's like sword size.
Well, I mean, there are some that are that big. I don't know if you've ever seen them. But
Well, when I say I don't eat them very often, that shows I don't know that much about them.
that's fair.
But he throws a flaming shish kebab into the chest of one of Lao She's sons,
Oh well.
and that starts a mass panic. And it kind of turns into a fight with balloons everywhere, and Willie crawling on the floor looking for one of the diamonds that Lao She was going to give Indy, and
There's a lot that goes on.
it's a very overstimulating scene.
Just a little.
And so Willie gets the antidote. Indy sees this. He grabs her, and they hide behind this gong. And Indy cuts one of the ropes, and so they run behind the gong as it's rolling on the floor as one of the other sons shoots at it with a machine gun, and they just jump out the window. And this is like 4 stories in the air.
Oh, but you got to think action movie logic. They landed on one of those overhangs, those cloth overhangs.
They did.
So they took no fall damage whatsoever.
But they caught themselves on the last one, and a car drives up underneath them. They crash through the window. Caden, who are we meeting here?
Oh, why can I never remember it? Short Round.
Caden, this is your favorite character.
Yes.
Explain to us who Short Round is.
I can't think of his ethnicity right now.
He's Chinese.
Okay. It's like I want to say 5 or 6 year old Chinese kid.
I'd say he's probably about 10.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a 10-year-old Chinese kid, and I would say just from how he speaks his lines, during that time he only learned his lines.
He spoke English.
Oh, did he?
Mhm.
Okay.
And the funny thing was, I forget his actor name. But he's become a lot bigger resurgence in the last few years.
Mhm.
He plays OB in Loki, season 2. He's in Everything Everywhere All at Once. He won an Academy Award for that.
I heard that's a good movie.
I've seen it. It's very interesting. Definitely very interesting.
Probably something I would like.
Honestly, with it just as chaotic as what it is, probably. Is a very unique take on the multiverse.
Sold.
But he actually was bringing his brother to the auditions to play Short Round, and they picked him instead.
Oh, that sibling rivalry's got to be tough now.
That little kid's like, I have no brother.
Mom, I got the role. What happened to your brother? He didn't get the role. I thought he applied for it. He did, but they gave it to me for some reason.
They said I looked handsomer. I don't know. Much more pleasing to the screen for some reason. But no, this is a 10-year-old driving Indy's car. He has like little boxes on the pedals so he can reach the pedals. Then so they're driving crazy through the streets of Shanghai.
Mhm.
in this car chase with machine guns being fired and everything. Indy has his trusty revolver. This is a running joke throughout the rest of the film. Indy gives the gun to Willie,
Yep.
and he's cured of his poison because Indy gets the poison from her, the antidote from her, and so he hands her the gun, and it's hot, and she just like throws it out the window. And he turns around and he's like, "Hey, where's my gun?" She's like, "I burnt 2 fingers and I cracked a nail."
Oh. Yeah, see, I'm not a big fan of Willie.
It's way too prissy and girly.
It's more materialistic, if that makes sense.
I definitely understand why they wanted something that would be like more like they could go head like beat heads with Hindi essentially.
Right.
But like there's gotta be something a little bit less than that. Cause like it just gets old.
Yeah. Like it's not the actor's fault. She did
No,
an
no, no,
incredible
no,
job
no.
playing the role, but it's the role itself.
Yeah, like the thing is like, and it is kind of crazy thinking about like we know the stereotypes, but like we don't see those stereotypes very often.
No.
But like when they get them, they're like, "Hey, let's just crank this over to 11 and see what happens." I needed that about like a 6. At
5 or 6 around there would be good.
least then you can make the character somewhat likable.
Yeah.
As they arrive at the airport, they get on a plane and we are greeted by none other than Mr. Dan Aykroyd. I told you this. You were like, "What?" I found that out on the bonus features. You don't see his face.
Yes,
You
you
just-
do.
from like a distance, but like you only hear like his voice is like the only like part. You know, like you know what I mean?
If you wouldn't have told me, I'm sure I would have been able to figure it out.
Fine.
He's got a very noticeable face
And voice.
and voice, yeah.
I always think of the great outdoors though. Wow. Wow.
Anyway,
But no, they board the plane and they close the door and they have escaped Laoshe
not.
until the plane door says Laoshe Air. And they are aboard a plane of live chickens.
Why did it have to be chickens? Couldn't tell you.
It was the only thing they could get that short of notice. So make sure you book your escape plans early, ladies and gentlemen. But halfway through the flight, we are just north of India. The pilots decide to abandon ship. They parachute out, and Willie wakes up and realizes there's nobody flying the plane.
This kind of freaks her out. She wakes up Indy. She's like, hey, you know how to fly a plane? No.
And so they're all freaking out and everything, and Short Round gets everybody's stuff. Caden, what do they make their great escape on?
So there are no parachutes left. Instead, they use an inflatable raft. They fall out of the plane inside the raft as it's inflating. They hit the side of the mountain, and instead of being crushed to death by falling, they perfectly slide down the mountain.
I'll let you keep going with this. You're doing this pretty good.
No. I'm getting irritated. I already addressed that to you.
So, as soon as they hit the non-snowy part of the mountain, they then fall off of what I would say
A cliff.
I would say probably what, a 200-foot drop?
Easily.
and they fall into a river that has rapids.
So, just to recap, imagine you're Indy. You're in an inflatable raft, falling from a plane onto a mountain full of trees that's no longer part of a mountain that turns into a cliff that leads into a river that is also a rapids.
Kings Island, you got some work to do.
I don't know. I think that'd be more Cedar Point. I feel like Cedar Point's more dangerous in the long run.
Yeah. Can't really say Six Flags anymore because they own that. So, oh well. I'm sure one of them will do it eventually. If not, it'll just be a VR ride or some bull crap.
I'll do it.
And as they decide, but as there obviously no oars or anything, they just have to float downstream. And where do we end up, Caden?
India
How do we know this?
tells us there is a big title card, India.
And by that title card, we mean there's an Indian man just watching them sleep in the boat as it hits shore.
Well, not only that, but I thought it actually said India.
It was more of it showed India over the map thing while they were still on the plane, but that they didn't give another little one for when they were in the river.
I don't know. That whole sequence boggles my mind. Even now.
What, you don't think you could survive that?
No.
Should we get into Indy's plot armor now or later?
Yes. Now.
I'll let you do this because you only brought this up to me.
Yes. So, I was discussing this with Logan at the end of the movie. Indiana Jones is the most plot armor written character I have possibly ever had my eyes laid upon. Oh, he's fallen out of a plane? He's in a raft. The raft doesn't levitate or anything. There's no, 3 feet of cushion between him and the ground. But there's air around him. So it slows his fall. It's gotta. Oh, he's fighting hundreds of Nazis with nothing but his whip. He goes to whip it and accidentally hits a lever that drops a disarmed bomb on all of them. Oh, this girl hates him. They're lovers by the end of the movie. I told Logan in full confidence, Indiana Jones could not only discover the location of the Batcave, probably accidentally too, but fully beat Batman. And I will die on this rock.
Batman just kicks down the door. I don't think so.
I don't care. I said what I said. I'm sticking with it. And this is all I remember in the latest movie, the Dial of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
He's 80 years old, still doing moves he was doing when he was 30.
But at least he does acknowledge in the movie that he's I've been shot 9 times, been tortured, been drank the blood of Kali, and I don't even know what I'm doing here and all this stuff. So he does acknowledge the fact that he's getting older.
He does. But at 80 years old, he's still keeping up with what he was doing when he was 30. You cannot change my mind that Batman loses to Indiana Jones. You could give Batman his full arsenal and plot armor would be against him for once.
Indiana Jones just gives him the stare in his bat armor just cracks off. The whoosh.
I don't know. And it's like that in every movie. There is some situation that he should not, in any way, shape, or form, be able to get out of. Like, let's take the last movie, for example.
Okay.
How did he know not to look at the Ark of the Covenant when it was opened? How did he know that? He didn't. He just made a bold assumption, and it worked. There's no logic behind it. He's just, don't look, keep your eyes closed, and it worked. He's fine.
I think it's because it's George Lucas written plot armor.
No, it's Indiana Jones plot armor. If you're talking about George Lucas plot armor, there's no such thing. Look at Star Wars. You got main characters dying left and right in those movies.
Only the characters he actually likes are the ones who survive. And even then, it's iffy.
Yeah. Indiana Jones. Character with the most plot armor ever.
Well, now we need one of those death battles between Indiana Jones and Batman made. Asking for it right here, right now. Next video, please.
It'll never happen.
You never know. Maybe if we get big enough, they might listen to us.
No.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, this elder.
It's your turn to continue.
the elder takes Indy, Willie, and Short Round back to his village, which is barren. There's like no life left of this village. No vegetation, no water, no nothing.
No cattle, anything like that.
And we learn that this village had a sacred stone in the center of it that gave it life. And that some great evil that they believe is growing within a place called Pankot Palace took this stone. And then they believe they took their children as well, because all their children have been kidnapped.
Yes.
And so one of the children escapes and gives Indy a piece of manuscript. It's a little cloth with some Sanskrit on it that depicts Shiva giving a priest the 5 Shankara stones that were given to him to help mankind fight off evil. And Indy only sees one thing in this, and that is fortune and glory. And I want to get into this kind of now. At this point, Indy is pretty much Belloc from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like you can almost like see the dollar signs in his eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they decide they're going to go to Pankot Palace, and we get an elephant ride.
Yippee.
We get some Willy antics, like she gets splashed with water, she gets thrown off or whatever. Just some comedic relief.
I like the elephants.
Then we get a little campfire scene where we explain Short Round's origin story a little bit. Indy caught him pickpocketing him after his parents had died when Japan bombed Shanghai, and that Short Round lived on the streets since he was like 4, and he pretty much took him in ever since. Now we just need some animated Indiana Jones films that depict time before this movie, so we can get somewhat more Short Round content.
Please, because that's another thing. Every movie is a new character and a new sidekick. Oh yeah, first movie we had.
Marion and Sala.
Yeah. Next movie we got a short round and whatever the chick's name is.
Willie.
Willie.
Then we go back to his dad, Sala, Marcus, and Elsa.
Ugh.
You've grown really attached to Short Round.
He's just a funny character. I like
He
him.
really, he's such a pure character.
And then just watching him take out fully grown men.
with karate.
A little 10-year-old kid, probably no taller than 4.5 feet, maybe 3.5, taking out fully grown men around
Between
5'11",
say
6'4",
say somewhere between 5 and 6 feet tall.
and he takes them out with ease.
With like little boards and
Metal
spin
pipes.
kicks, and yeah, it's just really fun to watch. And in the bonus features, he had a martial arts guy on set with him because like he loved Bruce Lee movies, and so like he was trying to do as much Bruce Lee stuff as he could.
Mm.
So in the timeline, we get Short Round, then we get Bruce Lee.
Yeah, where are we at right now?
We're at the camp.
Okay.
And-
Still?
Yes.
Oh.
But then we get like another 3 minutes straight of Willie screaming, pretty much.
Yeah, while Short Round and Indy are playing.
Cards, some game of cards.
Yeah.
And it's just such a pure little moment with the two. They're like, "You're cheating. No, you're cheating."
And then it just starts escalating. And in my mind, I can only assume that Short Round starts insulting Indy in his native language.
Yes.
But Indy understands him, so he starts speaking it back fluently.
And then he just gives him the money and just is like, whatever.
And then after Willie stops screaming, she's like, "This place is the worst. And you don't need to know my full name, Indiana." And Short Round just butts him. His name's Dr. Jones.
That's right. If anybody ever wonders, like, you call him Dr. Jones, this is where it comes from.
Yeah. Love a Short Round.
And he just like flicks him a coin in like the coolest way possible. It's like so like
Fluent.
yeah, like ting.
Not only that, but Short Round catches it with no problem either.
And then maybe they practice this move a lot.
400 times, maybe.
Like, we have to impress this woman. We have to make sure we look cool. You have to catch this coin exactly as the way I told you.
All right, Batman, that's enough.
Oh. After this campfire scene.
Oh no. Oh good heavens.
Not the equipment.
All right, anyway, as you were saying. Sorry, technical difficulties.
We're gonna have one of those old timey like Fallout screens come up that says we're experiencing technical difficulties. Please give us a few moments. We get more elephant riding, and like the places they used for the elephant shots, they're beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
Just beautiful. Then we come across this. It's kind of like a shrine idol type situation, but it's got like human fingers on it, and like it scares the guys who are leading the elephants and the elephants away.
See, I want to say it's more of. It looked like a mummified body.
It was definitely concrete. Like
Oh.
it was like a stone shrine thing.
Okay.
But then they have to walk the rest of the way.
Yippee!
And
Nothing-
then we arrive at Pankot Palace,
Yippee!
where we meet Mr. Chatter Law, Prime Minister of Pankot. Are you laughing at the name?
Yeah.
For the longest time, I thought it was Chester Lau. It's also been a while since I've seen this one, because this is like the one I don't usually watch that often.
Chester.
Chester.
Chatter.
Yeah, Chatter.
What the heck?
It's also a very Indian name. Hello, I'm Chatter Lau.
See, I don't think it sounds that Indian.
I think I think it's because all their Indians are British for the most part. It doesn't help the only ones who spoke with Indian accents were the village ones, because they actually shot that in India.
Yeah.
So that probably helped that and everything.
Maybe just a little bit.
But they're welcomed in the Bengal Palace, and we have this dinner scene.
Very, very fun.
We meet Captain Bloomberg, who is a British captain, obviously. He's on an inspection tour of some of the area, because the British Empire in the 30s had a little bit of a hold on India. And we meet the Maharaja, who is a little bit older than Short Round. And we have Willie over here, who's asking if he's married. Very, very suitable.
Yeah, because Willie was making a comment about all the treasures that he has,
Mm-hmm.
not expecting a possibly 11-year-old to walk out of the curtain. To say the look on her face was pure disappointment is an understatement.
Oh, her faces get so much better in this scene.
Oh, absolutely.
So then we're gonna go through the meals we get here.
Mm.
We first get snake surprise.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It's
It-
a
Pregnant snake.
that they cut open with baby snakes inside. Live baby snakes.
Yep. And it. Nope.
And they have like a video like people putting them in their mouths and everything. It was.
Nope. Could not do it.
Then we get the Beatles.
Which we talked about this. We couldn't figure out if it was just like a regular beetle or some kind of dung beetle.
Yeah, I don't think we want to know.
No, probably not.
Meanwhile, this is happening. Indy and Chatalau and Captain Bloomberg are having a conversation about the Thuggy cult, because it was a prominent thing in the area like 100 years ago, I think they said it was.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And pretty much Chatalau becomes like very, very defensive,
Yeah.
like suspiciously defensive. And you can even like see it in Captain Bloomberg's eyes. He's like, you're acting kind of funny there, bro.
Like, Indy's just asking regular questions.
Mhm.
And Chatterlau is getting more and more defensive and aggressive.
Yeah, because like at one point they're like, and he's like, well, I thought we were talking about folklore for a second there. And Chatterlaw's just kind of like, just starts eating his food. Which it looks like they have completely different meals on their end of the table.
Yeah, I would not want to be at the furthest end down.
Which Willie asks for soup.
Yep.
Caden, what kind of soup do we get?
Eyeball soup.
Woohoo!
And this is the part that I'm curious about. Is it human soup? Is it human eyes, animal eyes? They never say. And I think that part scares me more, is the fact that we don't know what exactly we're looking at.
And that's very true. It could maybe come from the child slaves from the basement. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Then we get dessert. Frozen monkey brains.
Yeah.
Caden, would you consider this a 5-star meal?
No. No. Especially because of the monkey brains.
Not the snakes.
I don't care about that. But if I sit down in your restaurant and you bring me out a frozen monkey head and take its part of its skull off and expect me to eat the brains, we are fighting on the spot.
I have to tell Olivia this for her next her next Halloween party.
No.
This next part is kind of interesting. I wrote down the apple seduction. So Indy has a tray of fruit and he knocks on Willie's door. And he's like, I have something I think you want. And he's like, there's nothing you could possibly have that I want. And he turns around and he just starts, he's like, takes a nice crisp bite into an apple. And then Willie just like runs over to it and just like almost like makes out with it while she's eating it. And it's very uncomfortable to look at.
It's a very weird situation.
It's an incredibly weird situation. And like, you know, the two of them have like this
very love-hate.
It's a very love-hate thing where like I'm like the best thing that's ever happened to you, or like I'm the best night you'll ever have, or this other kind of bull crap or whatever. And then they're like,
all right, let's make out.
And then they don't, because
Indy gets strangled.
I mean, yeah. Because they're like, you have 5 minutes. If you don't come over here in 5 minutes, this ain't happening. And then
I don't know why, but that's just so funny to me to put a time constraint on something like that.
Yeah. Like, it's very weird mating rituals.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes to come back over here, or you get nothing.
And then they're both like preparing themselves, like, oh my gosh, they're coming. And then they're like, maybe they're not coming. Then Indy decides to get himself strangled by a Thuggy member who's hiding in his bedroom. And fun fact.
Oh God, there's a fun fact.
In this scene, while Harrison Ford was wrestling with the guy, Harrison Ford herniated his back, which messed up a lot of the rest of the shoot. Like it was gotten so bad that like they had to like keep him on a gurney and just push him around set and like stand him up for his scene and lay him back down. So he went to Hawaii, I believe, and had a papaya infusement treatment that they were doing at the time. It was very experimental, but now they realized that it was eroding people's spines.
Oh.
Harrison Ford has not had any problems.
Maybe he's the exception.
Maybe. Hey, it's that plot armor coming back again. It's leaking into Harrison Ford, not just Indiana Jones.
It's leaking into his real life.
Yeah. But like for a lot of the other shoot, if you like take like quick glances, if it's behind the headshots, it seems like it's a different person because it is. So they did a lot of like the big fights and stuff while Harrison was gone and everything. And so they injected his face into like scenes afterwards.
Mm.
So just kind of a little fun fact about that. Where was I? Oh yeah. The sneak attack. So Indy hangs the guy with his whip in the ceiling fan.
Unintentionally.
And a short round witnesses all this. We're totally traumatizing this kid in this movie.
Yeah.
Caden, do you want to talk about the hidden door we find in Willie's bedroom?
Honestly, I don't remember it. That was when I was getting up and down for pizza.
So Indy essentially bursts into her bedroom and is like looking everywhere, and she's like, I'm right here. Like being like completely self-centered, and he's like, there's nobody here. She's like, I'm
No.
right here. Then he just like bear crawls over the bed or whatever, and he just like he notices like on the on the on the on like a table there's some flowers that like there's some air movement, and so he walks over these pillars and they have like women carved on them, and he like pushes in on one of them, but he pushes in on like the breasts of this statue,
It's a very weird choice.
and Willie's like, I'm right here. The door goes in, and she just like scares the crap out of her, and on the wall there's like a image that's the same on the manuscript that he got from the kid. And so
Willie's just trying so hard.
she is.
It's not working, but she's trying.
Maybe it's the trying that's the issue. But he tells Shorty to go get their stuff. Excuse me. And they head down to this dark corridor, and Short Round just keeps setting off traps.
Yeah.
Then
One of them is so funny because Short Round accidentally gets both Indy and himself stuck in a room. Indy's like, just stay against the wall and don't move. And so he leans against the wall, put his hands in his pockets, and he accidentally hits another switch. And it causes spikes to come out of the floor, the roof to start lowering down, and spikes to start coming out of the roof.
yes.
It's Short Round's just like, I did what you told me to do.
And the funniest part is there's a room before that room.
Nope. Nope. No. You can take it from there.
If there's anybody listening to the podcast who hates bugs, you will hate this room. Caden wants to say something.
The room sucks. It is just thousands of what look like roaches.
Thousands of roaches, millipedes,
Nope.
stick bugs.
But stick bugs, that's fine. They don't do anything other than be bugs. But it's just the amount that I can do snakes. I draw the line as spiders. Anything after that, I will start freaking out about.
I'd never seen Caden freak out more than I saw him freak out when he watched this thing. He was like, no.
I am very much not a bug person.
Yeah, me neither. I hate bugs.
I'm sure they hate me too. So.
Yeah. But after they're trapped in this other room, Willie has to come down and save them, as per usual.
Yeah.
And she hates bugs too. And they're like crawling like behind her hair and everything, and is more of Caden flinching.
No, because once it starts getting to the point where it's on them, I stop.
But she saves them. Then Willie accidentally sets the trap off again, so they have to like rush out of the room. And Indy pretty much almost got his arm broken because of a door.
Is all because he wants to grab his hat.
Yep.
The same thing he does every time.
It's the hat. That's the plot armor.
Yeah, you're right. Because it always comes back to him
You're right.
in one way or another.
And in the Great Circle video game, if you get an upgrade called the Lucky Hat, you have to like crawl towards your hat on your last breath. And if you grab it, you get an extra bar of health. There it is. We need to start wearing Indiana Jones hats in life.
Yeah.
But now we finally reach the Temple of Doom.
Bam, bam, bam.
And it's just a giant statue of Doom guy. No, it's not. It's not. It looks like it'd be somewhere he'd be, but it's not.
It'd be cool if it was, but
That'd be copyright infringement of some kind, I believe. That and he didn't exist yet.
really?
This was the 80s. Doom was 1993.
Oh.
About another 9 years and we'd be fine.
Dang.
This is the scene that kind of created the PG-13 rating. There's like the heart ripping out and everything, and it's like
Kalima. Yeah, Logan wouldn't let me try it on him.
I prefer my heart right where it is, so I can keep making this show for you guys and not get paid for it.
I make it sound like that's a bad thing.
It's not.
Then stop complaining.
Then we realize that the Thuggee have 3 stones, 3 of the Shankara stones. And so Indy goes down and to take them. And I wanted to... Okay, we meet the leader of the Thuggee. His name is Mola Ram. And the Maharaja is in on all this.
Bad dude.
Bad boy. But no, Indy taking these stones is the turning point. The twining point.
The Torner.
The Torna point of the films.
Ah, yes, the Torner. A combination between turning and corners.
It's a jungle, man. But no, this scene is what begins Indy's redemption arc.
Yes.
Because he could have easily just grabbed those stones, walked away, and got his fortune,
Money.
his fortune and glory. But he hears the screams of children.
Yes.
And you just like see in him the conflict. Like, man, I just gotta get out of here. But then you like see him like, these kids, man.
Like it even shows him looking around, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks back at Willie and Short Round. I always want to say Small Round. Like that's not right. What is it? But it shows him physically look back at Short Round and Willie and then back towards the directions of the screams.
And he intervenes, and he gets caught, and the rest of them get caught. Willie and Indy and Short Round are put in a jail cell where we learn about the blood of Kali Ma, where it essentially alters your mind.
Pretty heavy mind control.
Yeah.
Just think about it like that.
And so Indy and Short Round get tortured. They both get whipped. And this is where the plot armor conversation started, because Indy gets being hit by a whip by a big guy and takes like a champ.
He gets hit like 4 or 5 times on pretty much bare back.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't even flinch. He's more concerned about Short Round.
Yeah. But no, they make him drink the blood of Kali Ma, and we get evil Indy. And Short Round is put in the mines with the rest of the children. And I'm not laughing at the situation, I promise.
The situation is actually rather dire.
It is rather dire. But with Willie's the next sacrifice. And Short Round breaks free, essentially burns Indy, and cures him of the blood of the Kali Ma somehow. And so the two of them get into some butt-kicking action. Short Round with his karate of some form of one another.
Which, again, this is what I was talking about earlier. Him being 10 years old, taking out fully grown adults. Crazy.
But and then Chatterlall shows up with a knife, and Indy like puts him in like this chain pole wheel and just like slams him on the ground with it, and it looks painful.
Yeah, because this chain pole is how,
The sacrifice thing works.
and right now that's what
Willie's
Willie's in. And knowing the fact that it drops automatically combined with the weight of a person, just that on your ribs would probably crack them.
And that's why he just like vanishes after that moment.
Yeah, like we don't know what happens to him.
He's
All we know, it just cuts from, it goes from him getting stuck in the wheel to
Willie
Willie
being pulled up.
Yeah.
Anyways, Willie's saved. Yay!
Yippee!
Indian short round share like this hug, and he's like, "I'm sorry, kid." He's like, "You're my friend." And then, well, I wrote down hero moment. Caden, you had some issues with this moment.
Hero moment. Hero moment.
The punch.
There are a lot of punch. Oh! Okay. Okay. So me and Logan went into a very in-depth discussion about this one as well. I'm doing a lot of these this episode. I apologize. So, I think it's safe to say in the movie Harrison Ford's about 6'1",
Mm-hmm.
maybe about 200 pounds. He's not muscular, but he's also not fat or skinny.
He's very lean.
Yes. He goes into the mines where all the children are being held captive, forced to work, and he squares off with a guy about same height, maybe a little taller than him, but he is like 40 pounds heavier at least.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to them standing off, and then it cuts to the kids, and you just hear two punches, and the guy is skidding across the gravel, and he moves like 4 or 5 feet. I want to know what kind of punch Indy had to do to send that man flying like that.
There's probably some stuff against the Geneva Convention, I'm sure.
Oh, probably.
That they rescue all the kids. Indy gets into a boss battle with a big guy who is whipping him early in the film.
He wasn't ever named, was he?
No, but
If you remember, for the people that are listening, our last episode we did,
Mhm.
the
Raiders
Raiders
of
of the
Lost
Lost Ark, there was the big guy in front of the plane
Mm-hmm.
who just took punch after punch.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty much the same guy.
It's because it's the same actor.
Is it really?
It is.
No.
The man who got to beat up on Harrison Ford the most.
Oh. And he had the two most gruesome vacations.
What a shame. But no, like the Maharaj is like hitting him with voodoo, and Short Round like beats the crap out of this kid, and Indy like gets like thrown into a mine cart, and you just like a dong, and like
It's
and they end up on a conveyor belt for a rock crusher, and then the guy gets his cloth of some kind.
it's something that wraps around their waist
Yeah.
region.
Mm-hmm. And it just pulls him into the grinder, and all you see is this red line in the crusher afterwards.
This guy cannot catch a break.
He did something to piss off George Lucas and Steven Spielberg or something to keep ending up with the most gruesome deaths.
First, he gets chopped into pieces by a
Pretty much.
plane blade, and then he gets crushed.
I wouldn't want to be him.
I want to know, is there any other movie that this guy has been in?
I don't know, but we can definitely look it up. Next after this boss battle, I called it, we get our minecart chase.
Yippee!
It's essentially like a 5-minute action sequence.
It's a fun sequence.
It's a
I
pretty
like
cool
it.
sequence. And then they start flooding the tunnels,
Yes.
which is done pretty cool. I like the effect they use with the miniatures and everything.
Which I kind of wonder. I was meaning to ask you about this. That water was really black when they first started dumping it. Was that like the Kali Ma blood stuff?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, it's just water.
Okay.
I guess it's best just drips off from the mine or whatever.
Okay.
But Indy has to stop the mine cart with his foot.
Yeah.
That's painful to watch.
Because
It burns like through his shoes.
the minecart has no brake at this point. I would say it's moving about 30 miles an hour.
At least.
He stops it with his foot, like completely stops it. So it had to have burned through the bottom of his shoe.
Plot armor.
Yep. Funny thing is, we don't ever see that.
Nope. We just see some smoke on his foot. But now they run out of the tunnels, and they get to the bridge, trying to escape. And they find they've been captured by Molaram again, waiting for him.
Shocker.
And Indy, in a funny moment, he goes for his gun to stop these two thuggy guys. He realizes he doesn't have it. So he like grabs this guy and like sword fights the guy while he's holding the guy's arm. Then he takes it, and then he like
Just screams at them.
and then he like he starts running away in terror. There's like 20 guys chasing him.
Which you saw my face when that happened. I was very confused where his gun went.
And you're like, hey, bud.
What happened to his gun?
Well, it's in China somewhere.
Somewhere,
Probably being sold or something.
or being investigated by the police.
Probably. But Indy decides to cut this bridge in half, and we get some thuggy guys eating at alligators. Mola Ram and Indy get into it one last time, and we realize that if the stones are together for too long as they glow, they catch fire, I guess. Just out of nowhere.
Okay. My brain hurts. I've done nothing but complain about this movie, but I genuinely enjoyed it.
Captain Blumberg shows up after Mola Ram falls to his death.
Like at the end of the movie, he's suddenly back.
Yeah, with some troops and everything, and
With a
they
firing squad on both sides of where the bridge would be.
and they capture all the thuggy members. And Indy climbs back up with one remaining stone. And we walk back to the village, and we realize the village is alive again. And Indy asks when Willie wants to go on another adventure with him, and she pretty much says no.
Never again. Never ever.
And we pretty much get the end of the movie right there.
Oh, we can't forget the kiss.
Yep, he whips her around the waist, pulls her in, and we get a nice wet elephant kiss.
Yeah.
Caden, that was the Temple of Doom. What are our final thoughts?
You want my final thoughts?
The movie, you hated it, didn't you?
I loved it, but it just irritated me because the movie follows some very realistic standard, and then it's like, oh yeah, Indiana can walk through molten lava. Like, no, make up your mind.
And
That plot armor, man.
is that plot armor, man? All right, Caden. What are we watching next week?
Indiana Jones Give me a minute. I'm trying to remember. Don't give me a hint.
Okay.
There's so many Indianas. Indiana Jones and the Cave of the Crystal Skull
So close.
and the Crystal Skull's Cave
No.
and the Crystal Cave Skull.
In the kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I was so close.
You were. I was proud of you.
I got the Crystal Skull part. That's all that matters.
Yes, sir. Next week we are venturing into Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
And we are, as of this episode, we are 60% done with all the Indiana Jones episodes. I don't know how many more. I don't know how much more of Indiana I can take.
Good thing we live in Ohio.
Shut up. I hate you.
All right,
That was
guys.
horrible. You should feel bad.
I do kind of.
Good.
All right, guys. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys leave a comment.
Yeah.
Like, follow,
Yeah.
subscribe,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
If not, we will find you.
No.
Oh. Caden will find you.
No.
But anyways, guys, we will see you next week. I am Logan Thomas.
I'm Caden Green.
And this has been the
Real
Real Bros
Bros
Podcast. We're still in the transition period, everybody.
Yeah, forgive me.
All right, Caden, let's try it one more time.
Okie dokie.
This has been the Real Bros Podcast. There we go. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye-bye.